All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Appreciate you clicking on this video tonight. I am your boy, Coach UV, and I'm represented by the Unique Trading Group. Tonight, I got a very special video for you guys tonight. It's going to be very informative, so if I were you, I would stick around, okay? Tonight, we're going to be covering Tesla, SPY, and maybe some other tickers, but I want to keep it short and sweet. Don't want to hold you for a long time, all right? There's going to be some special information towards the end, and I just want you guys to know I really do appreciate you guys taking the time to follow me, to click the video, to watch, to give me thumbs up, to even leave comments below. It really means a lot. So with that said, I'm going to be showing you some recap. We're going to do some current, and we're going to do some previous so that you guys can see some receipts, all right? That's what it's about. And I know what you came here for, but do me a favor, all right? There's going to be a link right above here. Click right here, right? Okay. That link is going to teach you how to turn discipline into income. All right. I want you to take that free training. Take that free training. It doesn't cost you anything. Why? Because this precision auction strategy that I teach in this course will show you exactly how we read the market each day before the big move even happens. I'm talking about reading the pressure, not just the price, seeing where the smart money is building before the crowd even shows up. I mean, I tell you, it's wild how accurate and simple this method is. When you see it for yourself, you're going to shake your head and say, why didn't I learn this sooner? But here's the real part. I'm going to show you 2 or 3 of my key execution zones in that video, all right? The same ones that I use in my private community, all right? The tier 2 subscribers, all right? In there, I teach these guys how to recognize good managing of risk, all right? How to utilize their confidence and stay on the right side of the market. So if you're missing the clean entries, if you lost trust in the system, if you keep second guessing your trades or jumping in late, then this training was built for you. Don't just keep watching others trade and win. Pause this video right now, all right? Hit that link and let me teach you how to finally trade with precision, clarity, and control, just like we do in the room every day. Trust me, you're going to feel the difference immediately, all right? So enough of the video. Let's go ahead and get some recap and see how we did, all right? Today in the Discord, I gave out some information beforehand in some previous videos, and I wanted to really stress psychology and mindset. So we're going to play this quick clip, 30-second clip, and we're going to get over to the charts.
Right, the trader's creed. I am a consistent winner because I objectively identify my edges. I predefine the risk of every trade. I completely accept the risk while I'm willing to let go of the trade. I act on my edges without hesitation or reservation. I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. I continually monitor my susceptibility for making errors. I understand the absolute necessity of these principles to consistent success, and therefore I never violate them. All right, you familiar with the Trader's Creed? This is a part of my Discord.
All right, you guys, you heard that Trader's Creed. Rewind that video if you need to. Remember it, it's part of my Discord, and you can check out that link below. All right, so let's get to the recap. I put out a video over the weekend, all right, and this is part of my Monday Madness episode 7. Monday Madness episode 7, all right. So I wanted to recap to give receipts, and this is what we got, all right. We got Tesla and SPY, all right. Check it out.
And over the last 10 years, I've been trading Forex quite aggressively. As that became available to a smaller trader, as the internet, in fact, became commonplace. How do you...
This is what are bear traps and bull traps, my halftime show, episode 4 breakdown. Check that video out as well. All right, let's continue the recap.
Look at trades and decide what to do. What's a good setup for you?
I have primarily a trend follower, but I have 3 rules. The first rule is the good trade is a hard trade. The second rule is that I want to fade the short-term trend against the longer-term trend.
Why?
Invariably, before the market goes up, especially in the morning, before the market goes up, it goes down first. And it goes down to the orders. The professionals would rather die than chase the market. So they will bid it, and they will bid it fairly low. And anybody that panics has got to get out of the bid. So invariably, before the market goes up, it goes down first. Many people believe it. And anybody that panics has got to get out of the bid. So invariably, before the market goes up, it goes down first. Many people believe that there's somebody out to get them, but in fact, that's rubbish. It's just professionals doing their job. And if you're Goldman Sachs, and you bid the market, and you control a considerable amount of liquidity in the market will go to the orders.
And the third rule?
The third rule is that I want to put my entries where the masses put their stops.
Pay attention. Listen, guys, it's a very remarkable thing when you don't trade with fear and you understand that you're going against the grain, showing everybody else how it's really supposed to be. Here's a recap for SPY. I want to see this candle get breached. Remember, simple technical analysis for calls, so trades to the upside or downside. This is simple analysis for up or downside, what I'm about to explain to you. Okay, anytime I have a candle price open higher than the previous one, let's do it together. Let's make this simple. All right, watch my cursor. We're dealing with this Christ-like doji candle right here. Okay, the high of that candle is about 588.19. All right, 588.19 on the 15-minute time frame. So right when the 15 minutes goes by, let's say for example this was a 9:30 candle. Market opened up at 9:30 a.m. So at 9:45 a.m. from 9:30 to 9:45, that's a 15-minute time interval. Okay, and so we want to wait to see at that 15-minute candle, is price going to go above this high of this candle, which is 588.19. If it opens up above this candle here, the next one, if it opens up above 588.19, I want to look towards the upside for calls. Price has broken the high. Okay, now this is a 15-minute time frame. Now you can do the same thing on the month. It being, you guys get that concept? You get that concept? Then great. Stay with me, right? In order to know where we're going, we got to know where we come from, all right? And this is the reason why I do the recaps. I think it's very, very structured and very important for you guys to understand this. Now, this is the last but not least recap before we get into the show, all right? All right, this is Tesla. This is the recap on Tesla, okay? You guys listening? Let's tune in. To get there before we get to 320, these prices have to manifest. So I like the 4 hour, I like the daily and the weekly to give me my levels. If I get a higher price open than 295.14 and this shows a strong place of demand, I want to target 300. Understanding that 300 is a resistance level where profits could be taken. I want to secure my profits at 300. Now 305 is the next level when it's saying whether that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. It don't matter what day or what time of the week is. If I'm in front of my computer or have an alert set, I know what price that I'm looking for, and so I react off of that. I do not predict or randomly just throw my market into money because I want to make money. This is a business, and trading is about the process and not the money. Once you get the process together, the money is only a byproduct of a well-oiled machine. You understand that? So 305.50 on the 4 hour is my call trigger for a day trade on the Tesla chart. And if I want to go to the weekly chart, then I want to use 305 and 300 was my call outs on SPY, and Tesla was also on that as far as those numbers for the 305 and 300. All right. So what do we have today? What did we have today? All right. Let's go ahead and head over to the Tesla chart. Let's head over to the Tesla chart. All right. Let's go ahead and take off all of these things here. We want to make sure that this chart is clear tonight. All right. Hope you guys have been enjoying thus far. Let's go ahead and remove all of these things off of the chart. Bear with me as I navigate this screen. All right. Okay, we're having some technical difficulties on that chart. So let's go ahead and hop over to the SPY while we're waiting. Okay. What do we have on the SPY? Now, you guys see that we are still above the 595, all right, still above 590, all right. We have higher lows on the monthly time frame. We have higher lows on the monthly time frame, all right. We want to keep this simple, okay. That is SPY. Bam, there we go. Okay, remember in the recap video that I just showed you guys, we talked about how you want to find the opening price breakout, right, for strength. All right, in this case we're doing it on a higher time frame on the weekly. Okay, that is the price that was broken out from and left from. Okay, the high of this candle is 595.54, so that's your 50% mark out of the entire 100% move. All right, and we have broken out of that right now. This month candle has to close. Just because we're behind it, just because we're above it does not mean that we're going to stay above it. But what it does mean is that it's bullish until it shows otherwise. All right, so we are above that now. This is a bullish candle. Okay, that monthly candle has to close thus far. All right, let's toggle down to the weekly time frame. All right. Now what I see is the higher time frames are showing me my bias, right? It's giving me my trend. If I want to make a decision on whether I want to take a trade to the up or the downside, and I got the bigger high time frames, really the big boss, right? All right, the big bank takes little bank. So I want to let the higher time frames really dictate most of my decision and use the smaller time frames as the entry. And right here on SPY, and what you can do this on any stock, right here on SPY, you see the candle, right? You see that we've also stayed above the 50% mark of this candle here. All right, we're just showing bullish momentum. Now we could possibly see some downside movement. All right, am I scared? Absolutely not. All right, I really welcome in all of the movement. Right, we have a small gap towards the downside. All right, I'm not really afraid of this gap. All right, 571, there's a gap there. I would love to buy that dip, but we're not there yet. I want to be looking to think about maybe cutting my calls if I'm a day trader, all right, and/or swing trader. I want to cut my calls for the SPY at around 593.34, all right? 593.34 is what I want to consider cutting my calls. As long as we're above 593.34, then I'm looking to add to my position, all right, or hold, all right? I am in spot calls as of right now. It is the 9th of June, and this is what I'm looking for, a little bit of pullback. Now we are on a weekly time frame. Now let's continue to go down, okay? Let's go to the daily time frame, all right? Like I said, we are seeing some overhead resistance, but I'm not afraid of that, all right? I'm going to embrace that, okay? Because we can have bullishness on a higher time frame, and on the smaller time frame, we have some micro pullbacks, okay? And so I'm not afraid of these pullbacks. I want to buy that dip as long as I see higher time frame continuation towards the upside. So I'm not afraid of this, okay? Because what's happening is, all right, one of my market eternals is telling me that, you know, of course I saw the drop, right? Everybody see the drop at the end of the day, all right? This is the recap, right? This is episode 7 of Monday Madness. Episode 7 of Monday Madness. And again, I am your boy, Coach UV. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed what you're watching so far, all right? I want to make sure you guys get a detailed plan. This is for the community. This is for you guys, okay? So listen up. Right on here on the 15-minute time frame, I can pretty much sum up the rest of this video for this chart. All right, I want you to understand this. All right, everybody panic here today. All right, everybody panic. Okay, we have great market breadth, right, on the whole entire market. We have great market breadth, but what we don't have is a lot of more advancing stocks going towards the upside. So we have some sell pressure, and I understand that. But I also know, and what I teach my tier 2 subscribers inside of the trade room is that I already understand where the meat is, where the sauce is, what really matters. And so as long as that doesn't change, I don't switch my bias, all right? I stay patient, I stay calm, and that is my signal in order for me to add to my position and/or get out for continuation to either side, all right? So again, let's recap. What happened here? Human behavior. This is human psychology, all right? This is where people got out at. We panicked. People took profit at the end of the day. They have every right to do that, right? They're day trading and want to secure their profits. They got a family to feed. We absolutely understand that. But why? All right. I saw pressure building underneath the surface while this was happening. Advancers outpaced decliners. The volume flowed into strength. But a certain signal, all right, let's call it the blank, right, for right now, right? It quietly shifted the mid-session, all right? Most people will never notice it, right? They'll stay plugged into the price alone, all right? They chase confirmation, but I position on signal. The market may look choppy and random, but it's not, all right? It's unique, and being in position, spotting out these market eternals, all right? This is how you're ahead of the game. But this was not random. I want to reiterate that. All right, this was a setup. All right, this was a setup. This was the video that I gave out over the weekend, the setup before the squeeze. So this is like a part 2, right? I'm saying the same thing over and over. The market goes by, so I got to come and recap. But this is the setup before the squeeze. Okay, if you're only reacting to candles, you're already behind. I'll say that again. If you're already reacting, excuse me, guys, forgive me. If you're only reacting to candles, you're already behind, all right? You're already behind, all right? You need to know what's beneath price. And today gave us confirmation. This is only part one. All right. So tomorrow, what do I expect? I expect the line to hold this trend line. I expect the trend line to hold here. 595 has to hold. All right. I've already told you that on the higher time frame. 593, 593, and 595 has to hold. Okay. If they do hold, and as you can see, we already have price is going back up a little bit pre-market. If we get above this 599.99, of course, and close above this 21 EMA, we'll see some pressure towards the upside. But this is a bull flag, a multi-day flag that is forming. Multi-day meaning 2. All right, this was the 6th and this was the 9th. So actually this weekend, forming over the weekend, I apologize. This bull flag has been forming multi-day over the weekend. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm looking bullish. I'm not worrying about any pullbacks. I want to buy that dip as long as if anything changes tomorrow, I will let the Discord group and also the free tier subscribers, I will also let you guys know too as well. All right, so moving on along, let's go to Tesla because this is what everybody want to see. Everybody wants to see Tesla. Tesla had a great day today, right? Okay, it was one of the best stocks to get. All right, we got a classic W shape. I teach this. This is one of the classic setups that everybody knows about. All right. Perfect entry for calls would be right here at the bottom, and another perfect entry, right? Looks really nice, right? But what's behind the move is what's powerful and understanding why. And so we have a neckline breakout, we have continuation, all right? And we could possibly get a breakout pullback. I informed the group last week that I like Tesla at 270. All right, I said that I like Tesla at 270. All right, we got 270. All right, fell as low as 273, 272. Okay, we got that. All right, I have receipts inside of the Discord, and again, that link is below. If you want to join the community, I help people print money. I teach you how to fish. Okay, the money is in the charts. All right. Again, so waiting for a breakout pullback on Tesla. We have upside continuation after market. I informed the group in the Discord. All right, we have a couple people that are a part of that, and they are in the trade as well. So we can be celebrating. All right, take a minute to pat yourself on the back. If you're watching this video and you know that you're a part of this trade, hey, tomorrow when we wake up, right, no matter when you see this video, we are going to be in the money at the whim of our own self, right? We're gonna take the profit and make some money, lock in that money, right, and let everybody else scramble while we assess and wait for the next zone. You understand? Now, just to recap before I move on, I said that 295 last week was a good price. A couple weeks ago, a good price to buy. All right, we got that move all the way up to 368. All right, when we hit that top, I called 270. We hit 270. And I also said last night in the previous video that I wanted to get into calls over 300 and 305. We also got that. And so that's where we are in the moment of time in this auction theory of prices. All right. This is a matrix. And if you can decipher the code, you become Neo, especially when you believe in yourself and AKA believe in your setup. So what do we have? Continuation to the upside, and only tomorrow will show us what it brings. All right. And so I'm looking for continuation towards that 320 level, and then we'll make decisions there. If it's higher before the market opens, then we have to assess. But right now, what's in front of us is bullish continuation on the market. All right. Now, I really want to conclude that video for you guys tonight. Don't want to hold you any more longer. Okay, if you have any questions, any concerns, please leave them down below in the comment section. Like the video if you found the video valuable, and also hit the subscribe button and that bell so that you're notified of all the valuable videos that I put out to the community. All right, it's been fair and well. This has been an episode 7 of Monday Madness. All right, the setup before the squeeze part 2, literally. All right, tomorrow's gonna be excited. Hope you guys made some money, and always remember to protect your money. Define your entry, define your exit, and always define your risk. All right, it's your boy Coach UV. This has been an episode of Monday Madness, the Unique Trading Group. Until the next time, peace.